All right, welcome everyone to our Sisterhood of the Sophia Rose Goddess Circle. And so welcome to our prayer meditation. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. And if this is not your first time, welcome back. And so super excited to be here with you tonight. Just love doing these calls and being with everyone. And so we'll go ahead now and get started. If you are not part of our Get Your Goddess Groove On community, we'd just like to take a moment to invite you to our free community. It is a private online community. It's not, I do have a Facebook community, and you can link over to the private community if you want to join us there, where we have this particular circle. And we have other offerings that are starting to come forward now in that community. And so I'm very excited about, just growing the community. We also have a radio show, and then I'm going to be, lots of really cool things and offerings are going to be coming as we grow the community. So would love to have you if you feel called. And so tonight we are going to be working with our beautiful goddess tonight. So I usually kind of, before the call, I will spend some time in meditation and prayer and kind of tap into the energies and tap into the goddess energies. And I work a lot with this particular deck. It's called the Divine Feminine deck here. And it's a beautiful deck of goddess cards. And I love to work with these cards. There's, I think, 56 goddesses in here in this deck, but we just kind of, I've kind of been doing this for a few months now until it changes. But so tonight, what was coming through is I tapped in is this particular beautiful goddess. Her name is Rita of Cascia, I think. It's an Italian, may not be pronouncing it exactly correct, but she's the Patroness of Impossible Causes. And her message is, I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. So you can see here, she's got her third eye is illuminated. You can see she's got the illumination around her, the crown or the orb, the circle, and a lot of golden energy, a lot of then red energy through the heart chakra, and that illuminated light through the heart chakra. And so I'll share a little bit about the story of who she is, which gives you some context before we go into the meditation. And then after the story, we'll go into the meditation. So the story that's shared, she is Saint Rita of Cascia. Her life demonstrates the power of prayer to shift even what appears to be an impossible cause. And that was really the message. It was really coming through very strongly, is that what we're going to be facing in the next few months is going to be, could be very daunting for some of us, here in the United States or wherever you are in the world. But there's a lot of focus here on the United States. And, potentially we could have some civil unrest. So we already have some, but around the election there are already people predicting that there could be some, military things going on and things like that. So it's just part of the big picture, the divine plan to move us in and through the last vestiges of the third dimensional earth as we move into the new earth. And so these things are kind of playing out. So as they kind of completely dissolve. And so, the power of prayer, I always believed in the power of prayer and miracles. I think we're going to be seeing and witnessing a lot of miracles. And so this seems to be the message tonight that she's bringing us, is that we are all miraculous and that we all have powerful prayers that create new channels of possibility. And I think that, I feel that this is very important now. So this particular beautiful Rita of Cascia was born Margherita Lotti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She's also associated with bees, which is interesting because bees are a symbol of the goddess. So as a child, they said the bees swarmed her, but never stung her. And of course, bees are also symbolic of Mary and of the diligent work that must be done to gather honey, or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love, the Christ consciousness. So I just love that. So the story goes that she wanted to enter a convent as early as 12 years old, but she was forced to marry Palio Mancini, and she had her first child actually at 12 years old, very young. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman and had many enemies, and she endured a lot of abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she actually converted her husband to Catholicism at that time. And he renounced the family feud known as the La Vendetta. So even though he kind of converted himself and she helped him to convert, there was all this family feuding going on, and they actually, actually he was murdered, he was killed. And then her sons wanted to avenge their father's deaths, but they actually died from dysentery before that happened. So after the death of her husband and son, she entered the monastery of Saint Mary Magdalene in Cascia, and she was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain interest. So this is where the miracle part comes in. Rita prayed to her patron saints, John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Taranto to assist her in creating peace between the two rival families. And at that time, the bubonic plague was ravaging Italy, and it actually took a lot of the family members from both families. And so they, through hardship, they agreed to come to, an agreement that the feud was now over. So Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. And Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by her three patron saints via levitation, which would also be a miracle. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at age 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. So we can see that in the card where she's pierced by the Christ light. And actually, it's a stigmata, which remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery in 1457. So the messages here through Saint Rita tonight in the card is that despite the popular belief, she isn't about suffering or martyrdom. That's not her message that she's bringing to us, not in this context. She's all about miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone, when we can really be devoted and we can be just really consistent and steadfast in our prayers and our intentions, then we can become a channel for miracles and for positive change in the world. So it doesn't mean, though, remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. And, I just really want us to pause tonight in the meditation, and maybe you can begin to just pause now, and you can begin to breathe into your body and connect with your heart and just begin to ask. And perhaps there's a situation that perhaps you've been struggling with that might need some forgiveness, that might be an opportunity for you to be the one to step forward and to say, I lay down, any part of an argument or, a disagreement going on, and being the one to surrender and about, something being right or wrong or disagreement or whatever it is, and just opening, the gates. And literally the guides are showing me opening the gates for light to begin to flow again, for love to begin to flow again, because this is so needed in the world right now. And, there's a lot of, polarity going on. There's a lot of polarity going on. We see it everywhere. We, of course, see it in politics. We see it just coming up so many places now. And so I think this message is, forgiveness is not about someone else. It's about freeing ourselves. And how do we want to step into more freedom? And we can step into more freedom through love. I mean, that is the way we step into freedom. We release the burdens, of that energy, right? That dense energy that can really weigh very heavily on us. Um, and it doesn't mean that we become a doormat. In fact, it's very much the opposite. It's very much about creating sacred boundaries, respectful boundaries for ourselves and around others who, if they're not being respectful, then we need to walk away from that situation. It doesn't mean we don't have compassion or love for that person. And we can certainly, be the one to move and say, okay, I forgive, I'll let that go, and I'm going to free myself, and I'm going to move forward into the light and into more love. And, that's a very loving, that creates miracles right there. That's creating a miracle for you and opening an opportunity for the other person to step into a miracle. So, we can always pray from a distance, and so that we can be safe and we can create those sacred boundaries. We can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them, that we can really, align with our own divine light. We can come together in a circle like we do, and we can offer up and lift up this beautiful prayer tonight of sending out so much light, as we come together, to help others, to begin to nudge them to enter into opening up their heart and to forgiveness and to allowing themselves to be freed of any of these situations that are going on, and to let those situations go. So a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. And this would be, opening up a possibility for a miracle when we can do that. So Saint Rita was certainly, in her own life, was a great example of this. And she also asked us to never give up on what we want for ourselves either. So, if you've been on a path a long time of healing and wanting to heal yourself, wanting to heal the past, wanting to become neutral, to step into more empathy and more compassion, to never give up on that, because that's a sacred gift. That's a sacred honoring thing to do for yourself, most certainly, but also for others too, because for every single one of us, when we show up and we say yes, and we don't do it perfectly, we're not saying we're perfect, we're not saying that, we're just saying yes, we're surrendering into, making new choices and thinking in new ways, then we can begin to open up to these new possibilities for miracles to happen. So she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. And, we talk about beliefs a lot. We hear about beliefs all the time. And I think now more than ever, I know that I'm seeing more examples of how powerful belief is, right? Because, we all have our own beliefs, varying different beliefs, and we can look out into the world and just see how powerful these beliefs are impacting us today. And we might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in a deep, holy prayer, right? A bone trust, she calls it, that at some point, what we most desire will arrive. So the soul voice meditation, or we call our inquiry for this week, and we always have an inquiry that we just suggest if you'd like to do it at home. This week is, what do I believe is possible, for my life? What do you believe is possible for your life? And, even opening up that inquiry can just open you up to the possibility of being able to expand your energy and expand yourself. Particularly if you've been feeling, like things are maybe out of control, or you feel maybe a little powerless in a situation. Maybe there's been a situation that you've been wanting to heal and bring compassion and neutrality to for a long time, and maybe it's been weighing on your heart. And so, what we can do is we can just come back, and through prayer, we can just surrender that prayer, right, to the angels and archangels and to our guides and our team, to say this, where I'm at a place where I don't know the answer, I don't have the solution. And sometimes that, that is the way it is. And, I just let that go, and let that go with love and with light. And please expand me beyond, my particular perspective or belief right now, and help me to open up to see, or to live into, or just expand myself into a new belief, a new way of perceiving the situation, so that I can shift and grow. And sometimes we just ask that, and we just, surrender to that. That's all it takes. And then next week, we know we have like, oh, I didn't see it that way before. And we have a new perception that's come in. So prayer, which is actually positive intention, or I like to call it affirmative prayer, is to me, just a wonderful tool, a very powerful tool that is always there for us, that we can tap into. So with that, I'll just invite you now to begin with closing your eyes and bring your hand to your heart as we move into the meditation tonight. And just begin with taking a few deep breaths tonight. So just taking a few deep breaths. Beautiful. And just bringing your hand to your heart, and maybe bringing your other hand to the front of your body, wherever you feel drawn to bring your other hand. If you're feeling any tension or stress, or if you're feeling any tightness in your chest or anywhere in your body, just bring your other hand, and just slowly begin to breathe into your heart space. And just noticing your breath, and just relaxing your shoulders if they're tense. And noticing your face, if your face is tense, or perhaps your jaws, even your eyebrows. And just allowing your face to just become very, very relaxed, your shoulders to become very, very relaxed and open. And you can even tilt your head back just slightly, just a slight bit if you're sitting up, or if you're lying down, that's fine. And you just kind of want to roll your eyes back a little bit. Just let your eyes kind of sink in a little bit, so that you're just kind of looking upward into that frontal lobe of your brain. Just kind of slightly looking up, so that you're in a position of receiving more light and love to be streaming literally into your brain, and especially into that frontal lobe, into the pineal, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, which is there's a beautiful triad of energy there. And when these three centers are activated, they're very, very powerful centers. And just start there with just imagining this beautiful triad of energy. And you might begin to see it forming as a golden triangle there. And this is also known as the triangle of hope. And as this particular triangle tonight, we're just going to set our intention for this particular triangle to become activated as we bring ourselves into alignment with the higher divine mind of God, which is really just activating the 7th chakra and the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, just through our intention. And now bring that energy down, all the way down into the heart chakra. Breathing into the heart chakras. We come into alignment with the divine, oh, I'm forgetting my whole thing. Divine heart, sorry. The divine heart. And breathing into the heart. And then also, just for a moment, just breathing into your throat chakra. Skipped over throat chakra there for a moment, got too far ahead of myself. And breathing into that throat chakra, which is your divine will. And just bringing that into alignment. And bringing all of those energies down to the heart. And let's just continue to bring those energies all the way down to the third chakra. Taking a moment to breathe deeply in that third chakra. Just noticing how your third chakra feels. Just noticing, are you feeling your third chakra? And if so, how does it feel right now in this moment? And then just continuing to bring that light all the way down to the second chakra. And just noticing how you're feeling in your second chakra. Do you have sensations there? And continuing to breathe even more deeply and evenly and slowly. And bringing that energy all the way down into the root chakra. And just noticing, how does your root chakra feel? Does it feel soft and open? Does it feel tight and constricted? Now continuing to bring that light all the way down, out now to the Earth Star chakra, just below the earth, just between your feet, below the earth. And running this beautiful light all the way down, connecting with the Earth Star chakra, which connects your body deva. And let's bring that light all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. And as you connect with the core of the new Earth, the fifth dimensional Earth, the crystalline grid, just connect in. You might anchor in, you might see yourself just however you want to connect to the core of Mother Earth. And as you do, just begin to see a beautiful tree in the core of Mother Earth, and just connecting in with that tree, like you're almost in the middle of that tree. And like your body, the trunk of your body is the trunk of that tree. And you feel very expanded and grounded. And the roots of that tree are moving down from your hips, down your legs, down your feet. Just roots and roots of light as you become that tree. And they're moving down through each foot, out through your foot chakra. And they're grounding deep and wide into Mother Earth. Now bring your attention back to your tailbone for just a moment. And I want you to now breathe into your tailbone. And just gently breathing into the tailbone, breathing in space, which is love. And just relaxing. Just breathing in space, beautiful. And expand that breath to right behind the tailbone. Breathing into the lower part of the back. And just relaxing and just breathing your breath there. And with every breath, every belly breath, you're just expanding into that lower back with more breath, more love, more space. Feeling more grounded, more safe, more secure. Beautiful. And now as that breath, keep breathing That breath is now traveling up your back. And as it comes up your back, as you breathe, continue to breathe, the breath is now supporting the muscles in your back, helping your muscles just to relax. Our backs can get quite tense. So we're just breathing with our own breath, bringing the breath to the back, loosening the muscles, allowing, as we loosen those back muscles, to just release any tension we're holding or anxiety or stress. And now with your intention, as you continue to breathe, begin to either see or feel or just imagine or visualize your breath now moving in between each vertebrae. You have 33 vertebrae. And the breath is creating more space between each vertebrae. So we can begin to ground your spinal cord. Beautiful. Just relaxing and breathing. Beautiful with each breath. And all of this beautiful breath is now just going in and refreshing your vertebrae, refreshing your spinal column, creating lots and lots of love through the breath around the spinal column. And now with your intention, now just begin to send that breath and see it now moving through the spinal column, just releasing any toxins or imbalances from the spinal column and the nervous system. Just bringing, again, a grounded space of balance to your nervous system. And just feel your body relaxing more and more. Beautiful. Feeling your shoulders relaxed. Beautiful. And now I want you to bring both hands down and just place them right below your belly button, right above the pubic bone, the pelvic bone. This is right on top of your womb center, which coincides with the second chakra. And we're now just going to bring healing love and light through our hands into our womb space. And just receive and continue to breathe very slowly into your womb. Just setting your intention to just breathe beautiful white light into your womb. And now just setting an intention to now just align with the beautiful goddess celestial spiraling light. You can now begin by opening your crown chakra to receive this beautiful celestial white light. To begin to move all the way down, it's spiraling around your central channel, your sushumna, your nervous system. It now begins to spiral around each chakra, just balancing each chakra, bringing each chakra into perfect balance and alignment with the fifth dimensional world of unity consciousness. And as you breathe, just with your intention, bring all that beautiful spiraling light into your womb center. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. And now with this beautiful celestial light, just invite this light now to begin to work with you to clear away any dense energies or patterns of energies that you're holding on to right now that are in your womb space. These can be ancestral patterns that you've been holding on to. They might be personal habits or ways of being that are unhealthy. They could be emotional energies. Perhaps there's an emotion that has been coming up for you that you want to release. Maybe there's trauma energy there or addiction energies that you've been working with. And whatever it is, just bring your intention to work with this light to now dissolve, purify, wash away all of these dense energies from your womb space. Just opening your womb to now begin to shine through your own beautiful goddess energy, your own divinity, your own feminine, sacred soul light. So just keep breathing. And now just bring a golden tunnel. You can imagine there's a golden tunnel just running from heaven all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. It runs right behind you. And you can now just, again, with your intention, send all of these energies that you're releasing. And we want to release these energies with neutrality and respect. And we send those energies now into the golden tunnel of light, where they're whisked away back to Divine Mother to be recycled into love. So you might feel these energies leaving. You might see them leaving. You might not feel anything. That's okay. Just setting your intention to let them go, let them release. You might feel warmth. You might feel cold energy. And whatever's happening is perfect for you. So just keep breathing gently into the womb as we just work with her and the celestial light. Beautiful. Just keep breathing and relaxing and allowing the light of the goddess to work with us gently but powerfully. And again, if there's any repressed emotions or sadness or shame or guilt or anger or frustration, maybe you've been experiencing anxiety or just stress. Maybe you're not sure, you just feel uncomfortable or you feel irritable or any of those emotions. You can just ask for all of those to be washed away and dissolved, put into the golden tunnel of light. Beautiful. Taking a last deep breath in now, we're going to begin to bring in the beautiful pink ray of the Divine Feminine. And now just opening your crown chakra, allowing this ray of light to begin to move in, coming in all the way down the center of the body, bathing each of your chakras, your sushumna, your central channel, your nadis, your pinjalas. And then we're going to bring in on the other side the golden divine masculine light, ray of light on the other side. And these two energies, these two rays of light, which represent the divine feminine and the divine masculine, are now going to begin to move. They're actually moving in the DNA spiral. And they're going to begin to move as the DNA spiral and all the way down from head to toe, back and forth. And just setting your intention to receive the balancing and the perfect alignment with your DNA now. As we open up, more strands of DNA, then we become more conscious creators. And this is how we create miracles. This is how miracles are created. So if you want to bring your hands to your heart, you can, and just begin or continue to breathe and just relax and allow. Beautiful. Allowing these two energies to continue to work with each person individually for your highest good, with the intention of bringing you into that next phase of ascension and bringing you into that next phase of being able to manifest miracles in your life. And as you come on with more strands of DNA, that is how we become more powerful creators with Source. Beautiful. And this is where we can begin to work with the higher realms of consciousness. We begin to work with the right brain, and we begin to work with waves, the scalar waves through the right brain, as well as we begin to tap into those unlimited possibilities. Beautiful. And now the pink and gold rays are now moving into your brain, working with your brain, working with both lobes of the brain to begin to interweave the left and right lobes of the brain, because they need to be unified again. This is part of the marriage of Hieroskamas with the divine, the upper body, the lower body, the feminine and the masculine, the earth and air, or the earth and sky. And just keep breathing, relaxing. We'll just keep allowing this activation to work with us. Beautiful. And now bringing all of your breath now all the way down to your feet. So just bring your thinking and your breath to your feet for a moment, so that we can ground all of this energy in. Beautiful. And you might begin to feel those foot chakras opening as you feel more light now running through the body. You might feel heat or cold or shifts or tingling or warmth. And just see yourself standing in a new platform of light below your feet. Beautiful. And this is an illuminated light. It's now powerfully grounding you and your body Deva in to Mother Earth. Beautiful. And now seeing a beautiful, see yourself enveloped or sitting inside another triad that's surrounding you. So the bottom of the triangle, the triad, is the illuminated light. And then to your right, to your left, coming up to the apex, connecting into the 8th soul star chakra. Beautiful. You are now completely enfolded in this triangle pyramid of light. Beautiful. And now see beautiful kind of scalar waves of pink and golden light now moving through your pyramid, just bringing you into more divine feminine and masculine balance, alignment and attunement. Beautiful. Just taking a deep breath in. Beautiful. And breathing into that sacred heart space, just continuing to breathe in the energies of Divine Mother and Divine Father. Breathing in and connecting with your own I am presence, bringing those 3 energies together, along with your body Deva. You are now the 4-sided triangle or pyramid. Beautiful. And now just flipping on an internal light switch within your heart to completely illuminate you in this beautiful triad of love and light of your own soul frequency, because that's where we want to be. We want to be humming along. We want to be attuned with our own soul frequency at the 5th dimension is our new foundation and higher. Beautiful. And now at this space, we're just going to pause here for a minute or so, and you can now just anchor in, what is your holy desire? What is your holy calling, purpose, request, prayer tonight? And so just send that energy, that intention, that prayer into our circle, our sacred circle here. And just make your request, make your intention, make your prayer. And we'll pause here and do that. And so it is. And so let's just collectively tonight, everyone, let's maybe collectively join tonight to pray for peace, to pray for peace in our world, to pray for the miracles, and that we can be channels, we can be in our clear channels for the highest realms of love and light and peace to work through us, to come through us as holy vehicles, as divine daughters of Sophia. And as women, we are divine daughters of Sophia God. We are here as emissaries for Divine Mother, and that our wombs are holy. And at this time, we are being called to bring our holy wombs back online, because it is through our wombs that we do create worlds. Worlds upon worlds are created through the womb of Divine Mother. And creation is also through men, because they have a womb as well. It's different from a woman, but that let's pray for the rebirthing of our world and for peace to come across our land, and for the wars and the fighting and the disagreements, and for there to be neutrality and compassion once again, for there to be understanding and kindness and grace, and to recognize that each and every person, and yes, there are some who've done a lot of harm, but they are still part of the universe, and they still came from the same source of life, even if they've forgotten that. And if we can't be, just to be open to that. If you can't go there, that's fine, but just to be open, and that we're all, yes, doing the best we can, of course, but we do pray that we can all just take another step toward freedom, toward truth, toward love, toward light, toward peace, toward kindness, wherever you feel called in your heart, your purpose, your passion, whatever that is, that we can all have the courage to speak up now and to not be silent, because this is not the time to be silent, but this is the time to speak our truth and to reset sacred and respectful boundaries for all of life. And as Saint Rita shared with us tonight so beautifully, who is the patroness of impossible causes, that prayers create powerful channels of possibility, and that our prayers lifted up to the Most High. And now asking the angels and archangels to hear our prayers tonight, and to take our prayers and to lift them up to the highest heavens, and to bring us the miracles, the love, to bring us into peace. And it's time. It's time for this world to come into peace, and it's time for everyone to receive that, to receive the Christ energy, the love of the Mother's energy too. So, all right, everyone. So take a few deep breaths and just bring all of that energy down to your feet, and just feeling grounded. Bring all the energy to your tailbone for a moment, and breathe in the tailbone to create more grounded space. And you might feel yourself sinking into the chair, feeling more relaxed. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, everyone. So thank you for joining us tonight, whether you are here with us or on the replay, for joining in our Sisterhood of the Sophia Rose Goddess Prayer Circle, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for bringing your love and your support. And until we see you again next Sunday, have a blessed week and be safe out there. And don't forget to smile and be kind and loving to yourself. All right. Thank you, everyone.